This white man decided to question some people who moved to certain neighborhood, and I love how sarcastic the comment section of his video has been. Because if you think you can ask us this dumb question, then we are going to reply you disrespectfully. His comment section has been in shambles. I think over 20,000 comments, and people are not having whatever it is that he has to say. It was the same man as you're asking who were doing the alien works before, and people were coming at him. Let me just roll the clip of his video and as well what people are saying about his video.
If white people are so awful, why do you keep moving to their neighborhood?
Now, I'm not here to discuss the part about white people being awful, because I know some great white people, but what makes it white people's neighborhood? Like, who designated the neighborhood to white people? Who said, here, white people, this is your neighborhood? I'm just asking. I would like to know.
White people are so awful, why do you keep moving to their neighborhood?
One of the things my friend Blackademics talked about in a video not too long ago is how racism oftentimes doesn't just look like when someone says the N-word or any sort of slur, basically, and how racism oftentimes is allowed to run rampant and is normalized in our society through the subliminal, and how the racism that usually gets perpetuated in our society nowadays is the racism that people, mainly white people, don't seem to catch, and how in not understanding and not catching this racism, white people often end up perpetuating the racism that they say they're against. Date Right Stuff's video relies on you filling in the blanks as to what a white neighborhood is. And Peep Game, what he's talking about is the suburb. The suburbs are the white neighborhoods. This is because that is what the suburbs were originally designed for. They were designed to be predominantly white neighborhoods. I know the majority of people who watch me and are consistently in my audience, you guys most likely already know all this information, but for those who don't, white flight is the reason we have the suburbs. So in the time period of the ending of segregation and the passing of the Civil Rights Act, white people were getting very pissed with America. To make a long story short, the suburbs were marketed towards white people who had all the money, who could take all of their money and their wealth and whatnot and move out into the sprawling suburbs where you had a house with a decent plot of land and a white picket fence. Get away from all the hustle and bustle in the city by moving out into the sprawling suburb. And a lot of white people did that, and that's why to this day, the suburbs are always going to be predominantly white. Like, I cannot stress enough how much white people still hate minorities, that they're willing to live in places where they get shitty internet and shitty cell service simply because there's no minorities around. What's worse than bad cell service and internet? Your next door neighbor being a black person. This is why every single white person who says that they would rather live out in the country or out in the suburbs and whatnot, and that they love those areas and are dying to move up there, every single one of y'all is sus to me. Every single one. Because you almost only ever hear about this love of the suburbs from white people. I don't like living in the suburbs. I hate it out here. I can't wait until my wife and I can find a place towards the inner city that we can move to. I hate how I have terrible cell service. I hate how the only internet I can choose from is Spectrum, and that's terrible in and of itself. And then you look at the suburbs, and you see that the suburbs are these soulless, desolate places where if you don't have a car, if you don't have your own method of private transportation, you are fucked. Because unless it's a shopping center, the suburbs don't believe in sidewalks. Also, gigantic echo chambers for whiteness and white supremacy, pretty much. I really hate driving through downtown on the weekends because on the weekends, I see a lot more white people than I do on the weekdays. And these are the same types of white people who don't live anywhere near downtown, say that they would hate living downtown. These same white people are also willing to drive 45 minutes plus away from their homes to downtown so that they can party and play around like it's their backyard. Driving cars that don't fit downtown, that don't fit in any of the parking spaces, and then want to complain about the fucking gas prices. And I just can't with.
If white people are so awful, why do you keep moving to their neighborhood?
And why do you care? We own everything. You are a visitor in our land. So we can go anywhere we want. How about that? How about that? Somebody lied to you. We okay here. All you see is us. Remember that. All over the world, you'll see us. So don't worry about it. It's gonna be okay, baby. But you're gonna see more and more of us. Remember, you guys in storage. We are and will always be the most powerful gene. Ooh. Peace.
The year of our Lord Jesus, 2024, there is a grown person literally asking this type of question online. Like his whole content is centered around asking this type of dumbass questions or saying some certain things. You can tell how racist he is from his videos. Like you can literally tell how racist he is from so many videos that he has posted. This person said if black people were so awful, why did your grandparents and great grandparents use them to raise and babysit their kids? And yeah, if you want to go low, we are going to go lower with you. So if Africans were poor and awful, why do Western nations keep bothering us? Why do they still keep coming to our continent to destabilize it? Because at this point, we are going to give it tit for tat. If you think you want to go low, we will go lower since you decide to ask a very dumb question. Another person said, this is so toxic. Do you have that much anger and hatred in your heart and you are proud? As a white person, please shut up. Go isolate yourself. Nobody wants to be around such ugly heart. Because all of his content is just centered around literally saying and just being racist, like in full right. Another one said he has nothing to do with white people. It has to do with wanting a better quality of life where money is put into white communities versus other communities. Your neighborhood is an hero, buddy. Remember, you came to our neighborhood. White people owns neighborhood now. And that's the question that people are asking. Like, are you sure they own neighborhoods now? Because it's like this information, we are late to the party. Please tell us as fast as you can. Another person said, what makes it their neighborhood? And you are asking an ignorant question. Why would anyone move into a bad neighborhood if they could help it? Just like one of the stitches said and complained about how terrible, how the internet is bad, how if you don't have your own private means of transportation, you're literally heft up. And he's making these videos like that's the greatest place to ever live. That's the best place to ever move into. Like people are hearing the racist undertone in everything that he's saying. Let me hear what you guys think about this video. I will catch you guys in the next episode.